Right, this is a couple of dreams I had last week, I think it was. It was either last week or the very end of the week before, but it doesn't really matter anyway. The first one was not a nice experience. It was one of them that you wake up and you feel bad afterwards, you know. But anyway, I'll get into that in a minute. There was another reason why I felt bad as well. But basically what happened was that I have had a dream like this before. I think I actually made a video about it. I dreamt that I was in one of the houses that I used to live in years ago. This would have been around 2007 we moved out 2013. So it was that house that we lived in that time period. It was actually a masonette, but it doesn't matter, it's too much information. Anyway, I dreamt that I ended up going to my mum's bedroom in that house, which in the previous dream that I spoke about, that happened as well, but it was in another house. It was in the house that we lived in the 90s. But anyway, I went into her bedroom and it was like there was somebody, it wasn't her, it was somebody else. But there was somebody sitting on in the middle of the bed, or kneeling up in the middle of the bed. And as I got close to the bed, it turned around really quick. This, whatever it was, I don't think I even think it was a person. Human, I don't think it was human. And it was like bald, like I am now. But it kind of looked like a woman, but it kind of didn't. It was like really bony and skinny and horrible, and it kind of like, I'll show you, like put his hand out like that towards me, and then it was like the whole room went dark, and like I could still see this, whatever it was, this person, this thing, and its eyes started to glow red, which is not a good sign. It was like they were red and going yellow towards the edges, and then behind it all these other eyes started to appear, pairs of eyes, and they were the same. And then he put his hand out again like that, and towards me, and as it did, it was like I could see a ripple effect in the air. And as it did, it hit me like that, and I woke up. And then when I woke up, I got the feeling that there was something in the room with me that shouldn't be there. And in the corner of the room on the right hand side, where I keep thinking I see something, I can't really say I definitely am doing, because it's I wake up in the middle of the night, but I feel like I'm seeing something anyway. I felt like there was something there. It was like it was fading away. I couldn't really see what it was. By the time I'd really woken up properly, it was gone. So that was the first dream. And the second one I had, it was different. It didn't really bother me in the same way. Well, not at all, actually. It was like I was walking in the countryside somewhere in this dream, and I came to this part on a path. I was on a country path, and I came to this part where there was a field on either side of the path, and on the right hand side, no, left hand side, sorry, there was a tiger in the field, but there was a wall, and it was like, really a tiger could jump over the wall, but in the dream it didn't. It just looked at me, and then that was the left hand side. So on the right hand side, I carried on walking, and then I realised there was a gap in the wall, and as I got closer, there was a lioness. I was just suddenly in front of me, and it started to like stalk me, and it was coming closer and closer. And just when I thought it was going to bite me, it turned into a calf, like a baby cow. And that's more or less where the dream ended. But it was really strange. It was like I was looking at it, and it was just coming up to me, like very close to my face. And just as I thought it was going to bite me, it transformed. And I actually saw it happen. Which, in a dream, I suppose, is maybe a big deal, Anything can happen in a dream, can't it, I suppose. But it was just the way it happened. It was like, if you've ever seen Terminator 2 with the T-1000, the way he changes in that, the T-1000, it was like that kind of transformation. So I just thought I'd mention that. But the first dream was the one that really made me feel bad, because it was like going into my mum's bedroom and there's this thing there Well, if you've watched some of my older videos, you'll know that my mum used to tell me that she was tormented by something at night in her bedroom. That, you know, like it'd come in the middle of the night and wake her up, and it'd be whispering and saying her name and like laughing and calling her names and stuff. I mean, she had depression, so it was telling her to do things as well, she told me. And I believe her, because in that house I actually heard it myself, laughing. Just once. It was one night, I'd been playing on my PlayStation, I think, PlayStation 1, and it was quite late because I used to stay up late gaming. So I went into the hall to go to the toilet, and I heard something laugh. And I said, "Was that you laughing, Mum?" And she said, "Did you hear that?" And that was, I think that maybe was the first time I really, really heard something rock solid, you know, that I would say, you know, that convinced me. Because before that, I kind of like just get that like kind of a chilly feeling, or I'd feel like something was watching me. But I actually heard that. This would have been around 97, I think. Yeah, that was the first time I heard something, and then all the other things happened after that with the pictures, faces changing and stuff like that. That's when it really started kicking up a gear for me. I mean, strange things had happened, but I'd just been writing them off as like being half awake, you know, waking up in the like half asleep, sorry, I mean. So yeah, I'm just wondering if it's the same thing, because I do feel like there's something, it's not as strong as it used to be. I've more or less, I think, gotten rid of it, but every now and again it comes back, or it tries to come back. Usually when I've moved house, it seems to really try to, you know, like impose itself on the environment. But when we moved in here, little things were happening, and then I've made videos. So if you just go back and look at them without going into it, but anyway, that's what happened. So, have you ever had any experiences like this? Have you ever been dreaming and then woke up and there's been something, you know, like had a nightmare and woke up and there's been something in the room with you? Just wondering if anybody else has had that happen. You know, let me know in the comment section if you have. I'll definitely read everybody's comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Anyway, if you got this far into the video, thanks for watching, and if you could give me a thumbs up, that would be nice of you. And, you know, any comments at all, you know, even if you didn't like the video, you know, I don't expect anybody to believe me, because it's not really, you know, it's not the kind of thing that is, you know, believable, I suppose. If you don't witness it, if you've never seen anything, why should you believe it? And that's fair enough. So you know, if you have any criticism like that, fair enough. That's up to you. Nobody has to believe me. I don't expect anybody to believe me, but all I can say is I am telling the truth. This is what has happened. Anyway, thanks for watching, and bye for now.